Næsta sviðið Danielle Neben frá Unbroken og hún ætlar að leiða okkur í gegnum alveg nokkra hluti. One brand, multiply markets. Vertu velkomin. It's going to be in English, right? Yeah.
Verið þið sæl. Takk fyrir Einar að fá mér hér í dag. Really excited to talk about Unbroken. I don't know how to switch a slide here. This is so fancy. So Unbroken, and we've been making a lot of strides, especially in the cycling world over the last year. We launched a partnership and sponsorship with Trek Bicycle Corporation. And today we are sponsoring both their road cycling teams, the Lidl Trek team, which is one of the top teams, for example, for Tour de France, as well as their mountain biking teams, which is very exciting. But it also gives us opportunity to grow our own business in e-commerce. But before getting into that, how do we get into Shopify? So we started out in 2019 with Unbroken. You may remember we were in CrossFit, so with Sara Sigmunds and Björn Kapp, and we went international from day one. We started selling in the United States, in Iceland, and in Europe, and of course looking to new markets. And today, of course, we're using Shopify Plus, but how did we get there? So we started with WooCommerce, which is very painful. So we started with a very easy website. We were integrated, of course, with our distribution partners, so that was plugged in. So we had automated fulfillment in the United States and in Europe, and in Iceland it was all done by one manually. And then we decided, we should have euros. We should have kroner. In Iceland, we should have it in Icelandic. We should also have it in Spanish. So we kept adding on, and WooCommerce just went bleh. So we had a lot of difficulties, and at the time I was speaking with Einar, and I remember the first meeting, he's like, you've got to go into Shopify. But we were still very much at the startup journey, so we continued working on it, and then we just went, no, we need to change. And this is where the scaling and even just little things made such a difference. So we moved on to Shopify. And we created a website for the United States in dollars with Stripe. We created in Iceland with the local payment company. And then we created in Icelandic. And then we created for Europe in euros. And in Iceland, you can't put a price plus VAT. It has to include the VAT. So all these little things, But, over time, I think it's a day-by-day journey for all the learnings. So we went to Shopify Plus. And this was a big consideration. It's a big step up. But the thing that really drove us is because we didn't just want to sell B2C. We really wanted to start selling to the gyms, to start selling to the stores, and going into the B2B route. Because B2B route, we were doing manual invoices. Then we had to make sure the person paid. Did they make the payment? Okay, they made the payment. Then we do the shipping. Then we went in the back end to arrange the shipping. So everything is manual. And if we really want to scale that up, and that's what we wanted to do, to really focus on the B2B rather than just B2C. And you can't do this in the main Shopify. You need to use Shopify Plus. And this is when we worked with Einar to do a complete review of our US website and the European website to review all the products and to launch our B2B page. But the other cool thing about Shopify Plus is for one price, you can have multi-stores with the same brand. So we have the 3 stores today. We also have a development store, so we can do all our dev work and test there before we launch anything into the new store. The other thing is you can have unlimited staff, so we're recruiting. We have sales staff now in the US. We want to recruit more in Europe. What's really cool is we can track their sales. We have commission basis. So this reporting that you're showing, and we can create whatever reporting we want to be able to track those commissions. It's so easy. So this is something we're working with our finance person, but we have unlimited staff. And in the US, the POS is in their iPhone. So they can sell anywhere across the United States. And we have little gadgets to be able to sell at trade shows or whatnot when we're in Europe. So it makes it really easy. So this was included in the Shopify Plus, and this fixed cost and flat commission. And the other thing that was really cool is that we had access to 24/7 support. And this is how many times, like even myself, like at midnight, we see something's going up. We have to fix it. I don't have anybody to call to fix. Well, I can call them. I can get online. And then now with, what's it called? Because I didn't know it was called the support, the AI. Sidekick. Oh, I love Sidekick. So Sidekick solves everything. I think I have not had to contact one other person since then. You just go in and you can type whatever questions you had. I had an issue with a pricing for a product on wholesale that wasn't the correct price. I couldn't find where it was, and I dug a few questions with it, found it, corrected it, done. So we solved it with the clients, which is really important because we need to act fast. So that Sidekick is fantastic. But these are the key reasons that we decided to move to Shopify Plus, and also with the multi-store, because right now we're just finishing registration of our product in Saudi Arabia and in Kuwait, and we're going to get halal, and this is medical nutrition, but we're doing this through a partner. So with a partner, we can set up a Shopify store under our umbrella. It's under our brand, but then they can manage it. They can get all the local admin, and they can put it in Arabic, but it's still under our umbrella. And then if ever we wanted to change distributors, it gives us the flexibility to do that and not lose all the work that we've put in. So it's just a really great platform. And you have, integrated system. It makes it so easy. We want to be able to track everything. Obviously, we've been working with people to help us set everything up, but we can track all our paid marketing. What are the results, the conversions? Where does it come from? And this is all integrated. We use Klaviyo. This was also Einat who introduced us to Klaviyo because we used another system before. It's just fantastic. So we have everything under one umbrella. We have all the fulfillment. Aukin, who's here, who's our director for Iceland, we have everything now today fulfilled. We do it with Drop. It's so easy. We actually, with the subscriptions are also, it's native in Europe and in USA. Once you use Shopify Payments or Stripe, you have all the flexibility. They can choose whatever the product that they want. We had a clunky solution for Iceland because there was no payment company that could do the solution here. And it was very clunky. And now we've changed over because Aukin, he's found this with Repeat. And what's great about it, now we don't have to get the data until, from that system. It's integrated, so we get it all the MI directly, the reporting into Shopify, and it goes directly into Wise. So this has been a huge gain for us. And the subscriptions are great. So you can take a look online, and we send it by Drop to your home. But it's been fantastic. And the performance analytics, again, like from WooCommerce, it was so painful to try to get any data out. You can go in that little tool, and we can ask any type of thing that we want to get for the analytics. And there's so much more. We've been learning this, I would say, over the last few months, but we can get the data that we want. We can see what customers are buying. We can do it by country. We can do it by customer. We can do it by salesperson. So this has been really fantastic. And then, of course, we have localized checkout. Because you want people to feel that even though we're global, it's local. So we've done a lot of work here because in the lead up to the launch of the Trek relationship and Lidl Trek last summer, so that was in June, going backwards, we knew we would be launching. But we also knew in Europe, we have some very big markets that follow this team. And through the research that we did, so we've translated our website today, and we have a fantastic translation tool. I had one initially for Iceland, which was awful. I have to say, because we did it Icelandic and English, and it'd be in Swedish kroner, and it had different wording. It was a mess. So we reevaluated. We still haven't done it for Iceland, but we focused on Europe. So we're now in Spanish, Italian, French, German, Dutch, Danish, and English, which is fantastic. What we've also done, we've taken the option that people can buy in their own currency. So when it comes up, so in the UK, it will come up in pounds. They can see it in pounds. They can buy in pounds. So they don't think I have to convert this from euros into, and that helps with that conversion decision. So it makes it local. And then for certain countries, we're even more focused. So even though we have the EU website, we can localize a website. So in that website, not only is it the language, we have the payments. We can do special offers that are not for the other countries. So for shipping, because shipping is a big issue in Europe, because you have to pay so much, for different countries. So I can't do a flat fee, you buy so much and you get free shipping. But we can do that in the markets now that we're targeting. So with this localized content. So this is what's really great about it. So people think, we're a global brand, but they can actually buy local. But it's as any journey. There's challenges, and it's not just all plug and play. I think we've invested. We have people working with us. When we launched the product and the subscription pages and the B2B, this is where we worked with Einat, and it takes time. And you really need to see, how is it that we want to do it. We decided to do a so-called simple route where our B2B mirrors the B2C. But what's cool about it, once you have it up, for the B2B, I can put different product pricing depending on what level we have. So it's a smaller retailer or a bigger one. I can give you credit terms. Either you pay up front or 7 days, 15, 30. But even if I wanted to do I'll sell to you for 30 days, but I can ask for 20% deposit, I can put whatever. So it gives you so much flexibility in the back end, depending on the type of retailer that you're working with. But that takes time. It takes time to pull it up, and how do you want this? I think the effort there has paid off, and this is something we're always reviewing. The other big issue in Europe has been VAT invoicing, and figuring out, first of all, how do you set the VAT? There's a specific way in terms of you charge unless there's exemption. Then we had in the Netherlands, because we sell from the Netherlands, the Dutch companies have to pay tax. Then there's a flat fee. And even though we had it 9%, which is our product in the Netherlands, but at B2B it was at 21%. There's a lot of things that you kind of come across. Then our accountant wanted all the invoices for the B2B with VAT, ours and theirs, and then we were manual doing this. Then I found an app, but then Shopify wouldn't let them put the VAT, so everything was manual. Then we found Shopify has a VAT invoice, but then the VAT invoice is only attached to the profile when it's sold, but it doesn't get sent to them. So all this, and then we've used flows to be able to say, okay, you can get your VAT invoice, and then we had a big box, click here to download because it doesn't attach it. All these little things. So I would say taxation, and there's certain taxation questions that we have, but that just takes time, and we've used a lot of the workflows to be able to create the messages for this, and there's always work on that side. Translation, obviously there's a lot of work to do on translation. We worked with people who are nutrition specialists, but the cool thing is that the people that we're working with, they use AI. Outside, it'll be interesting to see if Shopify comes up with a bit more native there, to be able to do the translations and learn from the vocabulary we already have. And reporting and analytics, it takes time, but it's fantastic, the tool. So I could probably talk a lot on this slide, but there's a lot to be learned, and taking the time, but you also need to invest in it. But it works, and now everything is really straight through with the B2B, which makes me very happy because I don't get emails anymore saying, Danielle, can you send me an invoice? So, as for Shopify Plus, it's been really fantastic to set up the B2B and the B2C. And I think there's so much that we're just at the beginning of the journey, and it's an integrated platform. Straight through fulfillment, we can see all the data, we can do all the reporting, which is really great. I'm so happy that we went through with that. The other thing that we also think, a bit from Gazit, is how do we make the journey easy? So they press that buy button, right? And so have it to be frictionless, because it takes a lot to get someone onto the website. So we want that journey to be really easy. and everything that we have integrated with Klaviyo, the flows as well. And by the way, all the flows we have in Klaviyo are also all translated, so it's a full end-to-end experience. As well, all our invoices, all the emails that go out, everything is in the local languages. So this really helps to, we always think, how can we increase our conversion? And the fact that we have, this one brand, I think we could probably consolidate and do more on maybe on one, but right now it's working for us to have these three areas split. But it gives us the possibility. We're talking to potential partners in different countries right now, and this is where they can leverage all the work that we have, but we still keep it under our umbrella. So, yeah, that's it for me. Thank you very much.